For ratio mixing, I'm going to use this V8 juice example. So what I have here are the ingredients listed on the bottle. I've got watercress, lettuce, celery, tomatoes, spinach, parsley, carrots, and beets. And I want to recreate this, and this is how I would go about it. There may be a juice that you want to recreate as well. I approach everything as a one-to-one. So I have about the same amount of beets to carrots to celery. I know that being that this is a tomato base, I'm going to have a lot of tomatoes and a little bit of watercress and lettuce and spinach and a little bit of parsley. These herbs are strong, so you don't really need a whole lot. But I'm going to start off by juicing equal amounts of each one. So I'm going to use the slow speed mixer for this example. I'm starting out with the carrots, that are the hard vegetables. So it stopped, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to reverse it, and I'm going to go forward. That's the nice thing about a slow speed mixer, juicer. Now we're going to run the celery, so we've got beets, so we'll go to our tomatoes. Next up, I'm going to do some watercress. Sometimes it helps to sort of roll it up or wad it up. It takes a lot of greens to get juice. But then it's strong, so it won't take much of the watercress in the mix for you to really get that taste. Nice dark green color. And now we're going to do the lettuce. There are a lot of people that I've been following over the last 10 years that have helped build my motivation, and they're YouTubers, and I have them listed in one of the cheat sheets. But John Kohler is, he sells equipment, and he does a lot of testing with equipment, high speed, slow speed, all types of equipment. He's got all kinds of information about growing a garden, organic garden, tons of information. Another person I look to is Dan McDonald, and he's the Life Regenerator. Talk about motivation. These people can give you some motivation because they're really passionate about what they're doing. Dan has a lot of good blends. He never uses a recipe. He just blends it together because he knows the benefits of all the different ingredients. Another good person to watch is Raw Christina. And I would probably bet that they are all three vegan, but that's comes pretty natural with professional master juicers. And Christina, her videos are just fun to watch. They're full of color, full of inspiration. She's got a lot of good blends and mixes, and again, she doesn't use a recipe. She's just blending things together. I think she just makes juice based on color because she likes the color of it. So I'm gonna juice a little bit of ginger for the spice. This is the best 5-hour energy right here. I put it in all my drinks. When I found out about it, and at 3 o'clock when you normally have a crash, if you put ginger in your juice in the morning, you won't have that crash at 3 o'clock. So on the bottle, it says tomatoes in this order: carrots, celery, beet, parsley, lettuce, watercress, and spinach. And I'm just guessing that they are putting the ingredients in the order that they, from the highest amount to the least amount. So that's just simple logic. It may not be true, but I'm going to approach it that way. So I have my glass that I'm going to start with, and I'm going to pour my tomato juice in. That's one part. My guess is that the tomatoes and the carrots are going to make up the bulk. So I'm going to put in about equal parts of carrot and tomato. And at this point, I'm going to stir it and sort of give it a taste. That's very good. Very good. Just these two alone are good, tomatoes and carrots. So I'm going to add not equal parts of celery. Well, celery could be a big part of the base too. It is listed third, and it doesn't really alter the color like beets do. Oh, it's getting there. And we have beets. I'm not going to put too much of that in because I know it's not quite the color of beets. And I probably maybe overdid it a little bit with the beets. It's good. And then I'm going to, with the greens, I'm going to be sparing a little bit, 1-to-1 with the greens. And it's very close. It is, what I would do now is take another container and half this and go back to the tomatoes, add more tomatoes, and add more carrot. And that's real close. What's different is it doesn't have all that salt in it. So it's much healthier. I would actually put more carrot juice in it. The carrots are sweet, so it really helps to sweeten it up a little bit. And now we're going to spice it up with a little bit of ginger. Yes, that did it. Ooh, that is spicy. So now what I do is I take my nut milk bag and I will strain the pulp because I don't particularly care about pulp, as I mentioned earlier. Now, some people like the pulp, but I like a real clean, pulp-free juice. I get a lot of pulp from smoothies because that's the whole food. But smoothies I expect to have quite a bit of pulp in them, unlike my raw juice. And there's really not that much pulp in this. This is a very fine mesh bag, so it gets every bit of pulp out. That's very nice V8 juice. And you can make it out of the ingredients that you grow in your own juice garden. So that's really how you do one-to-one blending. Now this was I just used the V8 as a good example of you found a juice and you want to try to copy it. But in general, when we get into benefit juicing, I'm going to get more into just a one-to-one blend. And I'll show you the juice that I use almost on a daily basis. And it's a lemon ginger boost.